Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back. And I thought I'd do a quick transfer talk roundup. We did a fans forum last night with Kev, and there was a couple of rumours that we did discuss, but there's been one or two extras come through today. So I thought I'd do a quick video just running them down. And just thought we'd go through them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on these potential rumors flying around Villa. Hit that like button as well. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We are rocketing to 3,500 subscribers. I think we need 40 now, 40 more to get 3,500. We are going to do a bit of a giveaway and a special Q&A show at 3,500 subscribers. So yeah, like, subscribe, and get your comments in, your thoughts on all the latest goings on. So today it's been linked, and maybe it's a bit of a lazy one. Obviously, he's played under Unai Emery before, but Kieran Tierney has potentially been linked as a possible player that Aston Villa are interested in. Currently on loan at Real Sociedad from Arsenal. Always a consistent performer for Arsenal. Very, very good defender. Very, very good in terms of that left back position. Maybe not quite as effective going forwards, although that is an area where he has really improved his game. But I think the problem with Tierney has been the injury side of his game and being able to play enough games. But yeah, it does raise the question as to what would happen with, say, Luca Dean, who's on high wages. I'm sure Kieran Tierney's not on little wages though as well. But yeah, Luca Dean's obviously been could have gone in the January window, could have gone last summer. So I'd imagine is potentially one who will be looked to move on in the summer. So potentially Tierney could be an option along with obviously Alex Moreno. So let's just have a little look at his stats on SofaScore from his time at Sociedad. Obviously, look all down that left-hand side. Does get forward as well, which is good. He's only played 13 times, started 11 games in La Liga this season. And he can also fill in at centre back. We know for Scotland he does cover in that, sometimes plays at 3-5-2 because they've got Andy Robertson as well. No goals, but has 2 assists and has created 2 big chances. 79% in terms of passing accuracy, excellent in his own half, not so great in the opposition half at 69%, but obviously he's going to make potential crosses and potential long balls as well. So look, chip passes 1.4 per game. So yeah, it's one of the clean sheets. He's at 2 clean sheets as well. Interceptions 0.8 per game, ball recovery is 3.2, doesn't get dribbled past a lot, which is very good. We know what his strengths as a defender, and 1.9 clearances per game. Duels won is at 59%, and ground duels won is at 65%. So we know he's a wholehearted player. We know he likes to get in and get his tackles in, which is probably one of the reasons why he has had a bit of a checkered injury record. So yeah, interesting. Interesting with Tierney. I would like him. I think he's a good player. If we could keep him fit, I think he'd be a really good addition, especially if we're letting potentially Luca Dean move on. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments on Kieran Tierney. Would he play enough games? Would he be available for enough games? That I guess is the question. The next one, we covered this yesterday. Mario Hermoso looks like he's chosen Aston Villa. Now, there's also rumours of Clement Longley, Barcelona being really hopeful that we are going to sign him. So it's an interesting one that Hermoso, because if we look at his SofaScore situation, he plays in a very, very similar position to say a Longley and a Pau Torres. So what would that mean? And obviously, with him coming in, it would mean that he would command a high wage bill, especially as he's on a free transfer. So, does that spell the end for, say, someone like a Diego Carlos? What does that mean for him? What does it mean for Tyrone Mings potentially as well on that left-hand side of the defence? So this would be an interesting one because, like I say, Longley's played well. He's on high wages as well. Would we go for buying him, or would we bring this guy in on a free? And it looks like Emery's won the race by, according to CM.com, Spanish journalist on X. Again, potentially could be just rumours, but looking at his stats, played 23 times. Generally plays every game. Hasn't scored any goals, one assist. But in terms of the clean sheets, obviously Atletico Madrid pretty strong in defence, 6 clean sheets, 87% passing accuracy, so good on the ball, pretty decent in terms of chip passes as well at 66%. So we know that he likes those Spanish players to be comfortable on the ball, to set up attacks, to start attacks, as does Pau Torres. Really good in terms of ball recoveries per game, 5.9, and 1.7 tackles per game and 2.9 clearances per game. So for me, I would be saying that someone like a Diego Carlos could potentially be looked to be moved on, if we're bringing in someone like this, and potentially, dare I say it, a Tyrone Mings, just because, is he going to come back from his injury as sharp as he has been? That is the question. But also, you've then got Pau Torres, you've got Mings, you've got Hermoso, and you've got Consa. So, we've seen him operating with two left-sided centre backs. I mean, there seems to be, two right-sided centre backs can operate, fairly comfortably at centre back. We've seen it with Longley and Torres. It's looked good this season when in the last few weeks when he's had to play it. So could he operate with two left-footed centre backs? I'm sure he could. So Emery could make it work. We've seen the five at the back operated. It didn't work very well on Sunday, but with better personnel, better players on the ball, better players at recovering the ball, would that work? Would that kind of be something that we could operate with? So that's an interesting one to look at. Nico Williams, again, has been rumoured. There will be a number of clubs interested in this player, but Villa have remained interested. Would he see Villa, if we get into the Champions League, as that next step for him? Lots of players look to take their career in stages. They don't necessarily want to jump from a Bilbao to go into the Premier League at a Man City or a Liverpool. They want to go, say, to an Aston Villa or something like that, and then build up through. So, could we kind of get him in that sense, get him through in that sense? Now he obviously operates in a role where he can play up front. He can play as a wide player as well. He is the right age profile. So yeah, pretty decent player for Atletico Bilbao. But there's always been the rumours that he wouldn't leave that club. But now it looks like he's quibbling over a contract. 21 years of age, obviously the right age. Played 23 times this season. Got in 4 teams of the week. Three goals scored. 4 big chances missed. He scored with both feet as well. So can operate with both feet. Has 7 assists. So very effective. As well in terms of creating. 79% accuracy, 90% in his own half, 64% in the opposition half. 1.6 crosses he tries per game. Good in terms of ball recoveries, so good speed, 4.2 in terms of ball recoveries per game, 50% successful dribbles, 45% duels won, and 46% ground duels won, which is not bad for a forward player. So yeah, obviously wholehearted. Then got got a red card as well, got a 3 yellow cards, so likes to put himself about. So that might need to be that might need to be looked at. But yeah, obviously very, very highly rated. Numerous Champions League clubs are interested in Nico Williams, so we'll have our work cut out to get him. I'm not sure if his contract's up at the end of the season and whether that's the case, if he's available on a free, in which case the wages would be high. 21, I'd imagine that there'd be some sort of tribunal that would set a fee for him to be paid to Bilbao with him being under 24. So that'd be interesting. But look, that could have legs in it, because another young player who hasn't quite settled at Villa by all accounts, John Duran, looks like Napoli are interested in him. They're talking 30 to 40 million euros, and that Villa are wanting. Could that fund a potential move for someone like a Nico Williams? And we kind of make a profit on John Duran, utilize that for a Nico Williams. So that would be remain to be seen. But for me, I think Duran, he's looked a handful when he's come on. Has obviously been a bit injury plagued since Christmas. He's come back to training now. Are we going to see him tomorrow against Ajax? Who knows? He could, he's one of those disruptors. He could come on and cause problems. And I think we probably will need him for the run-in. If he can chip in with 1 or 2 key goals off the bench, I think that would be huge. But whether his long-term future lies at Aston Villa remains to be seen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll be back potentially this evening for match preview. If not, certainly the video will be out tomorrow. So yeah, keep with the channel. Make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Help us to hit that 3.5K on the road to 4,000. As I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments on some of these potential transfers coming in, and the rumor mill start to flow now as the summer comes in and the season draws to a close. So I'm sure we'll be doing many more of these shows over the next few months. Thank you all for watching, and as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.